Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, and in today's video I want to share with you 3 secrets and 5 mistakes that you need to avoid to increase your chances of winning the DV lottery. As some of you may be aware, we have just barely a week for the DV program 2025 to come to an end. It's ending on November 7th. And so if you want to know how to increase your chances of winning by learning all the secrets that you need to take note of and the mistakes that you need to avoid, stay tuned. Hi. So for those of you that are new to this channel, my wife and I are currently living in Austin, Texas, in the United States. My wife won the DV lottery back in the year 2013 and migrated to the United States and was able to file for me to join her. And over the years, we have been blessed with 2 kids, and we created this channel to share information about opportunities all around the world, especially in the United States, in Canada, in the United Kingdom, as well as some of the other European countries. And we've realized that there are so many of you that are struggling or don't know what to do when it comes to the DV program, right? And back in the days, there were a lot of mysteries, there were a lot of secrecy that surrounded the program because of lack of knowledge. And my wife's story would encourage someone. I would encourage you to use the link above, and you can watch how God was able to miraculously work things out for her, even though the agent that happened to enter the draw for her was trying to make things difficult, right? But that notwithstanding, you don't need to have an agent. Okay? You can do it yourself. And so I'm sharing with you 3 secrets and 5 mistakes that you need to avoid. So the secret number 1 that you need to know is that you need to get yourself a professional picture. Okay? So if you want to take it yourself at home, make sure that you have a plain white or an off-white background. And there are some apps that you can use to edit, to crop and resize your photo to make sure that it meets the requirement. So don't just use any photo. We've created a video that can help you use a winning picture. All right. Point number 2 is that you need to make sure you are submitting the entry yourself. Secret number 2, submit the entry yourself. It is not difficult. Just go to dvprogram.state.gov, hit on begin entry, as you can see on your screen, and just go ahead and submit your entry. Because by using agents or other people submitting for you, the difficulty comes when they use an email address that you don't even know and don't even give you access to the confirmation number. So do the entry yourself. Submit the entry yourself. Don't let, if someone is helping you, make sure that that person is able to send you a summary of the information that they put in and also give you a copy of the confirmation number. And that brings me to our secret number 3. Make sure that you are keeping your confirmation number, because that is the only way that you'll be able to show or know whether you've been selected or not. So usually the DV program runs through the first week of October all the way to the first week in November. That is when it ends. So the DV program 2025 is going to end on November 7th, and the results are going to be released in May of 2024. And at that time, you will need a copy of your confirmation number to check your check your entrance status or check your selection status using dvprogram.state.gov by putting in check entry status, as you can see on your screen. And so make sure you keep your confirmation number. If you have lost your confirmation number, there is a way that you'll be able to retrieve it. However, you need to make sure that your email address, every information is correct. Because if you are using someone's email or someone used their email address, there is no way that you can retrieve that confirmation number. So make sure you are keeping the confirmation number, and if you have lost it, kindly use the website as scrolling on your screen, and you'll be able to have access or be able to retrieve your entry. Hello guys, thank you for staying connected to us, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel, and do share this video with your family and friends who might benefit from it. So I want to share with you the mistakes, right? I already told you 3 secrets that you need to take note of to increase your chances of winning. And at this point, I want to share with you 5 mistakes that you want to avoid when it comes to submitting the DV entry or the DV lottery entry, right? Mistake number 1, make sure you avoid rushing through your entry submission. There are some of you that wait till the very last minute, or even during the time that you are submitting, you just rush and you make certain errors on your application. Remember that the selection of the entry is only the beginning of your visa and green card processing application processing process, right? Okay, so avoid rushing through your application, because whatever information that you put in, if you put in a wrong last name, a wrong surname, it's going to create a whole lot of confusion for you at the end when you are selected. So don't rush through your application or your entry submission. Mistake number 2 that you need to avoid is using an old picture or using a picture from previous DV lottery submission. That is going to lead to an automatic disqualification. So ensure that the picture that you are using is 6 months old, is in color, you are not wearing any form of glasses, no form of headgear unless it is for religious purposes. You are taking it behind a plain white background, and I've seen so many of you take the picture and your photographer ends up editing. Avoid using Photoshop to edit, because if your photographer is not a very professional Photoshop user, there's going to have some issues with the lines or the edges, and that is going to disqualify you. So make sure you are using the correct and appropriate picture. Mistake number 3 that you need to avoid is submitting the entry by yourself when you are married or you have kids, right? So regardless of whether your spouse or your children are going to migrate with you, please ensure that you are submitting every derivative. Any person that is connected to you, your spouse and your kids, right? Make sure you are selecting the right option when it comes to your marital status. And know that if you are divorced, you need to have a divorce certificate. If you are widowed, you need to have a death certificate of your spouse, of your deceased spouse. So please do not submit the entry by yourself if you are married. If you're a married couple, you can have 2 submission entries. You can have one for yourself with your wife and your kids on there, as well as your wife having been a main applicant and you and your kids being the derivative. So any biological kids, any adopted kids, or any step children that you may have, as long as they are below 21 years of age, please include them on your application. Mistake number 4 that you need to avoid is having strangers submit the entry on your behalf. Having strangers submit an entry on your behalf. So if you are using an agent, if you are using people on the roadside, if they are doing it for you, please make sure that they have entered every information as it pertains to you. And we strongly encourage you to avoid using agent, because many of you are being disqualified because your agent is submitting entry for you year upon year, and then you also end up submitting an entry, which leads us to our very last mistake that you need to avoid, is submitting 2 entries for one individual. So the DV program requirements as offered by the DV program.state.gov, if you go on their website, you will know that it clearly states that 1 entry for 1 applicant. So if you are having 2 entries, you make 2 entries, know that it is an automatic disqualification. So if you have given your information to an agent, make sure that you confirm with that person whether they are entering for you this year or they are not, because once the agent have your information, they keep on submitting entry for you year after year, guys. So here are the 3 secrets and the 3 secrets to know and the 5 mistakes that you need to avoid. Wish you all the best in your DV lottery journey, and stay connected to our channel, because on this channel we are learning, we are growing, and we are having fun together. If you are interested in the things that we are doing, we encourage you to subscribe, and until we come your way again next time, stay blessed.